Welcome to the Stade de Soccer. We're here live for your Women's Ones final. I am Alexi Dubois. I'm with
Iggy Magnets.
And we are here with the top two seeds in the Women's One division. We have Subzero coming in at 10-1, WOS coming in at 7-3. Did I say Subzero? I meant Team Canada. Iggy, very quickly, we have one of the best teams we have ever seen in FPF, one of the most dominant forces of recent memory in the Women's division, facing off against what is, a lot of people don't realize, a fantastic WS team, just overshadowed by a juggernaut. What are your very quick thoughts coming into this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said it already. This is the Subzero team that won a Team Canada championship in, I believe, Nova Scotia. They're the best in the nation, and they're here suited up against again, yes, like you mentioned, a very good and very talented WS team. They're here to pull off the ultimate upset, and I feel the energy in their team to be able to do that tonight.
So they might be the best team in Canada. What they are not is the best statistical defense in the Women's One division. That record does go to WOS. An ongoing challenge tonight for our listeners is to figure out what WS stands for, because I still do not yet know. But what I do know is they have 3 more interceptions on the season than Subzero. Do you think the WS defense is better than Subzero's?
Maybe statistically throughout a 10-game sample size, sure. They did end up playing different teams throughout the season and didn't battle each other 10 times. But just the two difference makers from Tamara Journeau and Jasmine Farmer as 2 top-tier defenders in the nation make Subzero an elite defense.
They're without a doubt an elite defense. They're also led by an elite quarterback. Let's take a quick second to talk about Sarah Parker. She's someone who we've actually normally seen excel in the co-ed divisions and struggle in Women's One, as crazy as that sounds. This season, she's not playing co-ed. She's dedicated herself to this team. She's thrown more than 40 touchdowns, only 1 interception. But who was the one team to record that interception, Iggy?
Must be WOS.
It was WOS.
As it was.
Yeah, so there is a path to victory here. The path to victory runs through this WOS defense. If we're looking at difference makers now on the offensive side of the ball, for WOS, who will make a difference?
For me, Beatrice Bouchard is your number 1 target on the team. Even though Mathilde Sibyl, I believe, is a 1A, 1B complement, I think actually it's not so much the defense that's going to be the difference. I think the offense of WOS, the longer it stays on the field, as much as you can, because again, the women's game is different. There's only so much time you can chew up here because it's 4 downs to the half, 4 downs to the end zone.
So Iggy, while we're on the subject, can you explain to us what's different about this women's division compared to normal FPF rules?
That is literally one thing I was saying, is that there is no 10 yards to gain a first down. You have 4 attempts from the starting on the 5-yard line, 4 attempts to get to midfield, which is roughly 20 yards, and then 25 yards to get to the end zone. So you literally only have 8 plays, really, maximum, to get to the end zone. So that limits how much clock you can chew. And really, the offense needs to use 7 or 8 plays to score to keep Sarah Parker on the sideline.
So, Iggy, you're a quarterback, a very good quarterback. You're saying they have only 8 plays to score. How many drives do you take more than 8 plays to score? How often are you going 9, 10 plays deep into a drive?
Those are the drives that chew up a lot of clock. Now, the difference is you can't gain a first down to do it. So you have to be very wise. You basically have to get 10 yards or 7 to 10 yards each play, because you have to cross midfield after 4.
We're just a few seconds away now from starting. So a few other particularities of this women's division is obviously it's 5v5, smaller field. The quarterback cannot run. You need a handoff to be able to run the ball.
Yep.
So what that really leads to is Jessica Bossett-Tabman is the leading sack artist in the women's division. She's actually been an all-star as high as Division 3 men's as a rusher. She only has 11 sacks, which seems like a small total. The reason why you're going to see very few sacks today is because there's far less running. The other thing you're going to see a lot more of today is interceptions. On fourth down, teams are going to air it out, trying to cross midfield. Yep. You'll see a lot more fourth down picks than you usually would. Yes. And the other thing to note is teams always start on their own 5-yard line unless there is a pick. So you're never batting the ball down on fourth down. It is all guns blazing. Talking about guns blazing, first play is about to knock in for WOS. The one question I have for you, Iggy, before this game starts, you go into a game and think how many mistakes you're allowed to make. Yes. How many mistakes are WOS allowed to make today before it spells disaster?
So normally, in the women's division, you're allowed to make a few more mistakes. Like we saw in Division A, you're only allowed 1 against Kevin Wyeth. Here, you're allowed 2, maybe 3.
Let's keep our mistake counter at 3 as of Alexandre Cadoret under center, taking the snap for the first play of this game, looking to the right, scrambling to the right, completing. That is incomplete. Ball sputtering towards our booth. Was that a conservative first play we saw out of this WOS offense?
A little bit, but the receiver there was open in number 10 on WOS, Ariane Neveu. One of the taller receivers that you will see on the WOS attack. I still like to see Beatrice Bouchard get her hands on the ball as much as she can.
Let's see what they go here on second down as they're looking towards the right-hand side of the field. This is complete for a nice gain. Running down the middle of the field. That is, let's see if we can spot a number.
Should be Mathilde Sibyl, the number 1 receiver for WOS with over 400 yards in the regular season. The tackling is going to be huge here. As good as the defensive coverage is from Subzero, the tackling could be average. And if it's below average, that's where they can gain a lot of yards, gain touchdowns. And I think Beatrice Bouchard is the number 1.
And yards after catch are huge. Here we see a group formation around the center on third down. Looking those. And it's dropped. That could have been a huge play early, in and out of the hands of number 31. That is Tamara Journeau. I'm not sure I've seen her drop a pick before. How big a difference could that make?
Because it's the first drive of the game, not so much. Had this been closer to the middle of the game, end of the game, absolutely. But yes, turnovers are huge, like you said. A bat down now on fourth down brings the Subzero offense to their 5. An interception would have given the Subzero offense the ball on the plus territory.
Yes, and as Iggy said, we have fourth down here, 4th and 7, scrimmaging from their own 17-yard line. Looking deep, looking towards her snapper. That's Nervo. She is not connecting. It's an early turnover on downs. That being said, a turnover on downs in the women's division, not as calamitous as we just saw in the Division A finals.
Right, absolutely. Because, again, like I mentioned, the Subzero offense will get started on their own 5-yard line. The first drive, well, let's see if Sarah Parker is calm in the pocket and doesn't get those finals jitters.
So as we said, WOS are allowed 2 mistakes.
3.
I'm counting that 3. That's our first WOS mistake. They're still in this game.
Yeah.
Now, we have this juggernaut of a Subzero offense. While we said their defense might be good, not excellent, this is probably the best offensive unit you will see in Canada, all led by Sarah Parker under center, who takes the snap on first down, only looking to her right, complete to her right, straight to Tamara Journeau. Tackle made very quickly by Sarah Berbiche. How clinical is this Subzero offense?
Very. Now, the only thing from the WOS defense I would have liked there, 90% sure that was going to be all hooks. Now watch a lot of comebacks from Laurence Pontbriand and 10-7-ins from her as well.
Already running a bit of a hurry-up offense here from Subzero, which is an interesting look. Looking straight towards the sidelines. It's back to Journeau. An aggressive tackle made immediately. I think we had Laurence Pontbriand free in the slightly deeper zones. Is this a team, Subzero, which relies on the deep ball, or are they happy to complete the ball underneath?
They can do both. I mean, with the set of weapons that they do have, the options are endless. Every route tree is within the playbook of Sarah Parker, whether it's a comeback, go, ins, outs, slants.
As we're coming down to third down here, a player to keep your eyes on is Laurence Pontbriand. Over 700 yards on the season. Let's see if Parker looks around this third down. She does not. She completes over the middle. That's towards her snapper, number 12, Sabrina Gervais, who gains a first down just 1 yard over midfield. They are now in first down and 24.
First and goal.
First and 24.
First and goal from 24 yards out.
As I said, first and 24. How do you play call for a first and 24?
All hooks. Just get 7 yards, make it more manageable to get into the end zone.
Let's see if they agree with Iggy here on first down.
Watch a hook and go.
Look on the left side of the field. We have a hook from Laurence Pontbriand. We complete to a hook on the other side of the field. It is bubbled. It is fumbled. It is dropped.
And watch Émilie Carrier, two lesser known names on this team. Émilie Carrier streaking down the sideline here as Ariane Never just came back for it. Maybe it was open, maybe it wasn't. Look for, like I said, Émilie Carrier and Tamara Journeau to be two key elements to this offense.
We'll get to Émilie Carrier in just a second, but right now we have a second down. A second and very long. Let's see if Sarah Park can cut this field in two. This is completed towards Laurence Pontbriand. She had a foot on the sideline. That is incomplete. That is a good call. Something to keep an eye out for. Émilie Carrier, a name a lot of the newer players in the women's division don't know. She is a former top athlete and one of the fastest female players I know. What do you think of that call there for the incomplete, Iggy?
Oh, absolutely. Both feet were were out of bounds. It was not even close to being in bounds. Close, but not close.
So now, again, we're getting behind the sticks for Subzero, a situation they don't want to be in. Third down from 1 yard into the opposing territory. Looking again short. This is towards Émilie Carrier. Makes a defender miss. Makes a second. Keeps dancing. Flips the hips. Gets held. Then the laundry flies. We were talking about yards after the catch. That could have been a 5-yard gain. Instead, it is nearly a 20-yard gain. How important is tackling?
Huge. And especially, that's one other difference that we haven't mentioned yet. There are only 2 flags that the women are wearing, and that backside flag isn't there. So as soon as you get past one defender, they have to reach your hip. They cannot be a little behind and be able to grab your back flag. This +5, because of that, there was an extra holding on the play. They're going to go +5. It's going to bring them roughly within the 10-yard line. Man, they're on the 6. This makes this so much more manageable than where they were positioned.
So much more manageable, but nonetheless, a huge 4th down. And what I love to see from WOS is they've already put themselves in a position to make a key stop. Are you running lanes or man here very quickly before we snap the ball again?
You cannot man this Subzero defense, so you have to trust your lanes defense. Watch for Sarah Berbiche to come up maybe with a tackle right on the goal line.
But Sarah Parker is a lanes eater. Let's see what she's dialing up here on this pivotal 4th down early in the game. She flips her hips. She completes towards the back of the end zone. It is in and out of the hands of Laurence Pontbriand. Incomplete turnover on downs. First down, WOS.
There you go. I mean, now you're still in a 0-0 game. Each defense has come up with one critical stop. Sarah Parker, great ball to the back corner as she had Laurence Pontbriand running a deep crosser. That ball's in a perfect spot and just squeezing out of the hands of Laurence Pontbriand for the incomplete 4th down.
I can count on one hand the amount of times I've seen Laurence Pontbriand drop a ball, and that is one drop and 1 foot out of bounds. 2 very different mistakes on what we've seen. Now, WOS right back to work. Quickly completed to their center, number 1, Sydney Roche. This is what I like to see from this WS team. Quick throws on time. Does this WS team need to stretch the field, or are they happy to march it 5 yards at a time?
Yeah, the marching's absolutely great. Hit the deep when it is absolutely open, when there is a missed assignment. And again, my favorite target for that would be Beatrice Bouchard.
Let's keep our eyes on Beatrice Bouchard on this 2nd down here. Andréane Corridat instead looking towards number 1, Sydney Roche again. Over 200 yards on the season. I think they've actually switched snappers after the first drive.
Interesting.
As a quarterback, why are you switching up your snapper after a very first drive?
Maybe you're seeing something that you want to exploit, maybe more speed rather than size. Sydney Rush, very reliable hands as she has 2 catches that is bringing them about 7 yards short of the midfield.
It's definitely paying off so far. Let's see if Sydney Rush is the option again. She's short underneath, but instead it's completed here right immediately to number 4. Number 4 is Audrey Bouchard-Champagne. Now, this is a convincing drive for WOS. This is one you see more of. What is the key to success on this drive?
Is patience. Just do not get an interception. March down the field. A beautiful smash out concept from the wide. A route that I'm loving more and more as I'm playing more games. But of course, it works just as well in the women's division as I'm seeing here.
And another thing to keep an eye on, watch out, there's a ball on the field. Give it a quick second. 1 second here. We have a ball on the field. We're going to pause play. Safety first. Iggy, what I was going to say is this is the first time I've seen Cadoret throw in person. Well, she might not have a rocket. I've been really impressed with her ball placement early on.
Absolutely. Just like you should place your weights back on the dumbbell at BuzzFit.
And now here, a first down. She is looking deep. She is overthrown. That was scary. That was unwise. Is that a rookie move throwing into double coverage?
Absolutely not. Well, the fact that it was thrown into double coverage, fine. But if there's a shot to take, I'd take it on first down rather than second or third down, where you know you need the yards to march downfield and make it a more manageable third or fourth down situation.
Exactly. And let's remember the mistake Subzero made was getting behind the sticks early on their second set of downs. Now, WOS are not yet behind the sticks, but it is pivotal to gain yards on this play. How many yards do they need to gain to feel comfortable going to third down?
About 7 or 8 yards minimum, as we see the bunch formation here from
Something
snap.
unique to the women's division is the bunch formation. Cadorette is looking into the intermediary zone. It is complete. A head-tapping grab. Tackled short by Tamara Journeau, but what a catch. That is the tall, imposing snapper for this WOS team. What a grab, Iggy.
Yeah, Mathilde Sibyl running the post. You had the wheel from Beatrice Bouchard, but the post. Beautiful ball placement again, like you said. Adrienne Cadorette finding the exact placement as Mathilde Sibyl was posting and shadowing and posting up her defender is what I'm trying to say.
If I had to put it bluntly, I'd say Mathilde Sibyl is looking like Laurence Pontbriand. That kind of athletic, high-pointing grab is what you normally see from Laurence.
Yeah.
We now have a stack formation to our left. All three receivers quickly jump out to the left. Cadorette's to the left. She's looking left. She's throwing deep towards Sibyl for all the hype and praise and accuracy. That ball is overthrown. Iggy, with these bunched and jumbled formations, what are they trying to achieve?
What they're trying to do there is take away the height of Laurence Pontbriand. It also shows you that they're not playing a shadow defense or a women-to-women coverage defense. They're clearly showing you a lanes defense, and you're taking Laurence Pontbriand's height out of the equation, and that's why that ball was thrown to the back corner away. Totally opposite direction of Laurence Pontbriand.
So WOS in a fantastic position right now. This team has come out strong with fire and energy, setting up for a pivotal fourth down from the 7-yard line. 4th and goal, throwing towards the back of the end zone. It is caught. It is incomplete. Again, fantastic ball placement. That's ball where it's needed to be. But let's take a second and talk about the Subzero defense. The window on that play was minuscule.
Yeah, exactly. When you have Laurence Pontbriand covering that sideline, there's not much space. Have to thread the needle there. The catch was made, but it was made out of bounds.
We just saw the replay there. Again, I'm still impressed with what I'm seeing from this WOS offense. The balls are placed smartly. It is where they need to go, and they're giving the receivers the best chance to win. 10 minutes left now from Stade de Soccer in Montreal. Subzero in a 0-0 game, driving on offense, completing. That is quickly made. That is towards Jasmine Farmer. Farmer, a former elite talent seen terrorizing co-ed teams with Power Rangers, has not had the dominant performance you'd expect in the Women's 1 division. Why do you think that is?
Because there's just so much talent to go around on the Subzero squad that even she doesn't get as many reps on offense. And her specialty, don't forget, is defensive play.
True. All in all, a fantastic player, a fantastic team here for Subzero. This assemble of muffled. 1 second. Craig Always O'Brien's hands went up. They did not clap above his hands. No. I thought he was clapping a safety. Very obviously not a safety, but a drop snap by Sarah Parker.
Yes, this is another different rule from our FPF rules, is that a snap that either hits the quarterback's hands and it's a muff snap, it is a dead ball placement. So the ball does not go back. It is exactly the same line of scrimmage. It's just down repeated.
Loss of down.
Loss of down, sorry.
So a mistake, but not as costly as you see in the other divisions.
Correct.
We're still setting up a third down, a 3rd and 10 situation here. Maybe let's call it 12. Sarah Parker under center, looking towards the deep. She's got a wheel route towards Émilie Carrier. That ball slightly overthrown.
A little bit, but it was in a place where only Émilie Carrier, could make a potential play on the ball. It could have been an easier catch, a wheel and sit, for example, something that maybe wasn't said in the play design, but something that you would need to build chemistry over time and just say, hey, I'm open once I cross that midfield. This does set up a pivotal 4th down situation, though, for Subzero. The WOS defense has come up. Look, 2 things they've done well so far: long sustained drives that have crossed midfield, and the other is here setting up a 4th down situation, 4th and long situation, about 4th and 15.
Exactly. We see 3 WOS defenders lined up across the 4th down marker. 1, that's Sydney Rush playing free safety. Let's see what Sarah Parker dials up. She has outbreaking routes towards the goal line. That is too easy. And frankly, a routine completion to Laurence Pontbriand. How did she get so open when there's 3 blue defenders sitting on that 1st down marker?
Because you had the classic go and 10 out, and the corner was pulled away, so that left the out right after the 1st down was gained.
A bit of inexperience they're showing from WOS. That's a typical play call in FPF, something I'm sure they'd love to have back. Instead, we have first down for this Subzero team, completed immediately to Jasmine Farmer. One player we haven't seen get involved yet in the offense is Laurence Montbriand. She had that huge fourth down catch. This is a player of over 700 yards on the regular season. 700 yards despite only having played 8 games. She needs to stamp her mark on the game. How can Sarah Parker get her more involved?
We may have a challenge here. Yeah, a challenge that the ball may have skipped up to Sarah Parker. So as we can hear the referee's discussion, the viewers at home cannot. So just to be clear on what's happening is that the WOS defense is challenging that the ball skipped off the ground into Sarah Parker's hands. And this is also, for FPF players at home watching, this is a different rule than FPF. In FPF men's division, this is a live ball where you can pick it up off the ground if it's coming near to you and the rush is not in a close enough vicinity to be considered dangerous. In the women's league, the ball cannot skip off the ground, at least is my understanding. The referees are discussing.
So, Iggy.
Yes.
Having looked at the replays, I'm around 85% sure this ball skipped.
Yes.
As an FBF veteran, someone who's played in many finals, for better and for worse, we can now say, is it worth challenging what ultimately was a 6-yard gain so early in the game? You're risking your only challenge, risking one of 2 so precious timeouts. Even if this is a successful challenge, is it worth the risk?
It's interesting. The thing is, 6... The thing is, again, viewers at home cannot hear the conversation that's happening in our right ear. The 6 yards, it may not seem like much, but this will make it second and long, second and goal from very long. So I understand why they're challenging it, and I'm pretty sure it skipped off the ground. It was about the certainty in their decision and what they saw.
You're right. And if you're 100% sure it's worth the challenge, hearing now Conrad in the booth, our video assistant replay, talking to Owie O'Brien, this ball has skipped. The yard markers are being moved back. It is a successful challenge. That was a risk. It was a very small risk with a very small reward, which did pay off.
No, I don't agree with you. The reward is slightly larger than you think. You didn't score on your first 2 possessions. You have 1 stop. You need that second stop from Subzero.
Conrad is very proud of the call he made. Anyways,
overruling here. The calls on the field.
Officials will be officials.
Yes.
So, Iggy, would you mind reminding me? We had first down, so now we're setting up for a second and long situation, right?
This is correct.
Perfect.
The referees are now just conversing with the scorekeeper to see had they crossed midfield here. Everyone just wants to. They did. From our understanding and our memory, the Subzero offense did cross midfield, so this would be second down and long.
Perfect. So again, it's looking very similar to this past Subzero drive. They crossed midfield by a single yard. Let's see if they can have a different fate than they did on their first drive. Again, a slightly off-direction snap, yet this pass is now complete immediately towards number 12. That's completed towards Sabrina Gervais. We've seen a few issues now between the snap and Sarah Parker. A high snap, an off-center snap.
Yeah.
Is this nerves? Because this looks like Farmer snapping, and she is a fantastic snapper.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the finals jitters that creep in. But look, right now, that challenge has come up big because that's the yards that they gained, but with one less down to work with.
They took a play away from the Subzero offense, and those plays really matter in a championship game like this. Now, let's see what they're dialing up here. Third down, third and long. She's looking deep. She's looking towards Laurence Montbriand. Fantastic coverage. Iggy, it is so rare that you see the defender take away Laurence Montbriand, but Marianne Lebrun was right on her.
Fantastic coverage. Didn't bite on the hook and go, shadowing her along the way, sticking the arm out, making sure that Laurence Montbriand couldn't cut back inside to make a play on that ball. Beautiful, beautiful defending from Marianne Lebrun.
And more than that, another fourth down situation. This fourth down even more difficult than the last. 4th and goal from the 19-yard line. What can Sarah Parker, and why is this Laurence Montbriand game time?
Yeah, you need 2 defenders covering the left side because this is essentially a jump ball. If you know better, Ariane Neveu should be on this side of the field in front of Laurence Montbriand.
Let's see where they're dialing up on this pivotal fourth down play halfway through the first half. Sarah Parker's looking towards her left. She's flipping her hips. She's crossed the line of scrimmage. She's throwing the ball. This should be incomplete. That was an illegal forward pass. I don't think the flag came down. The result was regardless. It is not worth the challenge. But Iggy, do we agree that was an illegal forward pass?
Sure, but it doesn't matter because it was an incomplete pass. So, in the end, the WOS defense coming up strong. This is exactly the game plan they wanted to come out with. Have long extended drives on offense. You'd wish you would score, but if you can't at least take as much time off the clock, and their defense has come up clutch.
Iggy, this WOS team is taking it to Team Canada, and let's see what they can now do on offense. Ooh, that was risky. That was now the first time we've seen Jessica Bossett stamp her steal on this game. She is one of the fastest female players I've ever seen, and she was dialing up the pressure on that first down play.
Yeah, absolutely. She broke that play up, and had Laurence Pontbriand kind of keened in on it, there was potentially a pick, maybe a pick six, if she has a full head of steam going straight down the sideline.
She is without a doubt the best female rusher I have seen play. She has tallied up sacks across the women's division, men's divisions, and co-ed. Now on second down, let's see if Kedoret can evade. She's looking deep. This ball is overthrown. They are now behind the sticks. Now, Iggy, I'm going to have a controversial take. If I am WOS, are you more concerned about gaining a first down or not throwing an interception?
Interesting situation. What I would at least do, cut this field in half, cut the field in half for a first down, and yet, so in other words, to answer your question is, don't throw the interception. Just cut the field in half, play it a little conservative, make the fourth down situation manageable, maybe even take a shot at the end zone on fourth down. That's how much you don't want to throw the interception close.
In the middle of the field.
Close, exactly. If it's an interception,
let's see if WOS do play it safe here on third down. Kedoret's throwing towards the outside. A fingertip throw towards number 4, towards Audrey Bouchard-Champagne. Was that a missed throw? Was that a miscatch? Or was it a bit of both?
No, absolutely miscatch there. There was a drop ball. That ball was there. Not the best read because there was a defender within 1 yard, but still that needs to go at least for a 5-6 yard gain. This actually is very interesting, Alexi Dubois. This is an onside attempt, basically, if you think about it, from your own 5 trying to get to midfield. So this is very difficult. With
the main difference being, on this fourth down, if it is an incomplete pass, they get back on their own 5. It's around a 10-yard pickup. They needed 15. While they didn't gain the first down, they avoided a costly turnover. There is 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Does Sarah Parker need to hurry up or slow down?
No, since there are 5 plays after the time runs down to 0, there's no need to rush. You have about 7 or 8 plays, which is the total number of plays you could have anyways. There's officially 1 minute left on the clock. The 50 seconds is an unofficial clock that the viewers at home are seeing.
That being said, Subzero do seem to be throwing a bit of pace into their offense here. Let's see if they throw a bit of octane into it as well. On first down, Sarah Parker under center, looking right, completely immediately trying to make Tamara Journeau, trying to make a defender miss, is not able to. A 6-yard gain, though. That being said, that is exactly what this team needed.
This is all hooks again. The first play was all hooks with 1 go. There's going to be, it's very simple. There are always 3 receivers going short and 1 going deep. Look for it on the opposite side. Laurence Pontbriand running a go.
Again, all hooks. We have 4 hooks here. It is well covered. It is sacked. Wow. This is not a WS team which has produced a lot of sacks. How were they able to cover those 4 hooks?
They just covered. They sat over the hooks and was waiting for Sarah Parker to throw it, just being 1 yard off the defender. I didn't like that. That was way too easy to know. There was no huddle.
You told me. You looked at me. You said, Alexi, that is 4 hooks.
It's 4 hooks with maybe one man beater. I personally don't like when it's that quick of a call. It gives a signal to the defense that you're running a very simple play. The most simple of all is all hooks.
We are now 5 plays away from a scoreless first half. It is third down. Third down from back at the 5-yard line. A position Sarah Parker is very comfortable with her big arm. This is no worries for her. Let's see if she airs the ball out here. She's looking towards her stepper. That's towards Emilie Carrier, who again makes a player miss. Makes another defender miss. Wow. Cuts back inside. Cuts one more time. Finally tackled. Iggy. Yards after the catch are the downfall of this WOS defense right now.
Oh, do we have something here that the referees are whistling? Referees just communicating. Definitely a first down here for Subzero. There may have been a holding penalty that's going to be applied. Wonder if they take it. There looks like the referees are moving up 5 yards. maybe 10 yards.
No, that was the spot at the end of the run. That is where Émilie Carrier was tackled. That being said, she's is elusive in the open field with a bend and a snap of the hips.
Bend and snap of the hips, and that's the balance was key there. Her balance, her stability is huge.
And Subzero went from behind the sticks to in front of the sticks. So a first down deep inside WOS territory. 4 plays left. First down, looking deep. This feels like it's covered. Fantastic defense play. Looking for Carrier again and smacked out of the air. I am so impressed with this WOS defense.
Ariane Neveu turning to that ball, high pointing it, and getting right over Émilie Carrier and deflecting that ball before Carrier could jump and make a play on it.
Looking more like a basketball player than a football player. Those are the kind of plays that this WOS defense needs if they're going to stay in this game, and which, frankly, they are shocking me by staying this game so far, and a huge credit to this defensive effort, holding Subzero off the board. We have 3 plays left in the second half here. Second down, Sarah Parker under center, looking towards the end zone once again, looking towards Carrier, overthrown. So, I didn't want to have to bring this up, but Sarah Parker does have a case of the finals jitters. We've seen it back in her co-ed days. Is this a fantastic WOS defense, or is this her old co-ed ghost coming back to haunt her?
Well, look, the WOS defense has been impressive so far, but that pass is there. It is into an open area, a field that no WOS defender is covering, with a trailing defender about 2-3 yards of separation from Émilie Carrier. That's just an overthrow from Sarah Parker.
And we're now down to a pivotal 2 plays left. If I am Subzero, I'm going to cut the field in 2. We have Laurence Pontbriand motion towards the right-hand side. Immediately completed Pontbriand. Tries to make a defender miss. Pushed out of bounds. Forced out of bounds. That's a tackle by Ariane Neveu. 7-yard pickup there by Laurence Pontbriand. Setting ourselves up for a pivotal 4th down. Final play of the second half from 10 yards out. Iggy, this is a 2-point convert. 2-point convert. First half supremacy on the line. What are they running?
This ball has to, and the defense has to know this. The ball's going to Laurence Pontbriand. Whether it's a comeback or an in, I don't think she has enough time to run an in and out from 10 yards out. It's an either. My best guess, she's in the slot position here. So they have moved up the formation. Maybe watch for a corner or a hook on that goal line. Strong hands from Laurence Pontbriand.
My feeling is that she's attacking the front of the goal line. Let's see, we have a huge 4th down play coming up. Sarah Parker takes the snap. She's looking towards Pontbriand. She's throwing it back in the end zone towards Laurence. She goes up. It is incomplete. Another huge defensive play. Iggy, the story of this first half is 0-0, but I'm calling this a win for this WOS defense.
Absolutely. To get 3 stops on this Subzero prolific offense, and one that is a Team Canada level, this is an unbelievable performance from the WOS defense.
They've stopped the best offense in Canada 3 times in a row. This is a team which, frankly, has not been stopped all season. Did you know that Subzero have been scoring on over 80% of their offensive possessions? They have scored today 0. And I can't even see 0% because division by 0 is impossible.
That's literally what the WOS defense is doing. They're doing an impossible task, and they're living up to that task that they set themselves for. Like we said and mentioned at the top of the broadcast here, the WOS team had so much energy, really a lot of belief that came through to us, and here we're trying to pass that on to the viewers, and that energy has led to a strong defensive effort for 0 points.
Yeah, I don't know if you can pick this up from the way myself and Igor are talking about. This is an incredulous first half from this WOS team. While their offense has been sputtering, they're 1 big play away from taking the lead.
Yeah.
And while Subzero do start with the ball, they have been shooting duds offensively, frankly. The only thing that has been a success for them, their only large plays have come from Émilie Carrier making defenders miss.
Yes.
So, if you're WOS, I'm telling you what you need to do. The one change you need to make is tackle Émilie Carrier. But if you're Subzero, you need to reinvent your offense. You need to figure out an identity. I don't know what that identity is. I'm just a measly defensive play caller. But Iggy, as the great quarterback you are, what is that new offensive identity?
I'm seeing a lot of the middle side of the... I'm not seeing enough. I'm seeing a lot of vertical. I'm seeing a lot of hooks, goes. I throw some ins, throw some trips, and more bunch plays. Sarah Parker's that offense in a 5-on-5 game has the ability to be creative with your formations. You know what? If tackling is a problem from the WOS team, throw Émilie Carrier on these drags. Have layered drag concepts. Drags at 3, drags at 5 over and crossing. Get that WOS defense moving. Get them communicating something. They're just really doing a very simplified playbook so far from Sarah Parker.
So I think you need to take the onus off Sarah Parker. She's had issues in bigger games. That being said, you have the more talented set of receivers.
Yeah.
Simply put, the way you win this game is by putting the ball
Yes.
in the hands of receivers. So one play I loved, it was, I think, third down, deep, late in the second half. They had Laurence Pirambillard motion, left slot, wrap around the center, and motion towards the right. And they completed what was pretty much a hitch play to Laurence Pirambillard. A 1-yard pass went for a 7-yard gain.
Yep.
That's what I want to see more from. Now, let's turn it over to the WOS side of the ball. We have hyped loads of praise on their defense. For all the praise their defense has gotten, their offense has laid a goose egg.
Sure. Yes, they've put up 0 points, but I still like what they're doing. They're still keeping... Look, 3 possessions in a half where you really only have 8 plays maximum to get a drive. That's not a lot of possessions for Sarah Parker. So they're doing their job, even though they're not scoring. The secondary job, they kind of have like 2 jobs. The first to score, second to keep Sarah Parker off and off the side on the sidelines, and they're absolutely doing that.
But you have to think this is frustrating for Quebec. This is a team which is
Frustrating
averaging
for Sarah Parker.
But this is a team that's averaging over 30 points a game. They have a plus 200 differential. Over 300 points on the season. They have 300 on the season. All they need right now in the finals to be up is 6, and they've come closer to a safety than they have an offensive touchdown. The ball placement from Cadorette has been elite. Can she permit herself to take a few deeper shots and see if she can test her luck with that ball placement in those deeper zones?
Again, only if it's wide open. If not, the passes to Mathilde Sibyl, to snapper when Sydney Rush was at snap, those were moving the chains. That's when they had the most success.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting second half. The fun thing is, it's not a second half. It's a new game. As we're getting ready to start here, 0-0, second half action coming to you moments away from Stade de Soccer. Iggy, very quickly, I want your predictions for the second half. How many points will it take to win this game?
I think the defense still lives up to its hype. I think the first team to 12 points, maybe with a 1-point convert, so maybe first to 13, call it.
First to 13, I think that's a lot of points. Going from 0 to 13 in one half to the other. Iggy, I think 8 points is enough to win this game.
It's possible, but a turnover can change that and swing the direction of the points.
You're right. An interception here could be so costly. Shortening the field, getting yourself in position to score could be the difference maker. And we haven't seen a single interception yet in this game. Second half action about to kick off. Émilie Carrier has been my MVP for Subzero.
Yeah.
Which WOS defender has caught your eye the most?
Number 7 here, Marianne Lebrun and Ariane Neveu, number 10.
Both coming up with huge physical plays against a very tall Subzero team. Completing over the middle of the field. Immediately that's towards number 2, Sarah Cormier. That being said, the tackle made immediately.
Number 12, Sabrina Gervais.
Thank you for correcting me, Iggy.
Yes.
So, you told Subzero to throw in crosses and motions. They went all hooks.
Yeah, and that should have been a bat down or a pick if you want to be
Are they going all
aggressive.
hooks again?
No, this is now a different play call. Let's see what it is. Maybe a comeback from...
Let's see what they've got dialed up here on second down. We see an out route towards Jasmine Farmer. Tackle made by number 5. Wow, those hands were high up. She was not getting a flag guarding penalty. That being said, if you need to build confidence for Parker, 2 easy completions of sure-handed receivers, that's a good way to get yourself into the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Just get into a rhythm. But again, maybe it's built into her playbook. Maybe it's not. Maybe you see it here with Laurence Pombriand maybe doing that wheel behind the
It'd be
center.
great to see some motion here, get some short drags and movement. Keep an eye on Émilie Carrier on the right-hand side of the field. It's had a huge impact in this first half. Instead, it's complete to Laurence Pombriand right across the middle of the field. Makes the defender miss. Gains the first down. Okay, these are 3 completions in a row. 2 yards across midfield. But Iggy, is the fact that Subzero is only crossing midfield by a yard or 2 hurting them?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's the tackling has been on point for WOS when the ball's not in Émilie Carrier's hands. A bit of a too simple playbook, but for now it's working.
It is. First and 23, first and goal. Completing again across towards the middle field. She makes a defender miss. Touchdown Subzero. We have our first lead of the game. That is Sabrina Gervais putting points on the board. Iggy, 4 passes, 4 short hooks, and a touchdown. Is that the recipe to success for Subzero?
It might be like proving us wrong here on the broadcast that we don't know what we're talking about. Is that we said, hey, run crosses, run motion, get that WOS defense confused. Look, the hooks worked, but I still would like to see a little bit more of a complex and more dynamic offense. But look, hey, it got you 6 points. You can't complain with that.
So on this convert play, keep your eye out for Laurence Montreal. She is the leading target on converts for this Subzero team that is currently 6-0, going to make it 6-7. 1 point convert attempt for Subzero, aiming towards the back of the end zone. That pass is incomplete. Another fantastic defensive effort. What we've seen is that when the ball is up in the air, when WOS can make a play, they are making a play.
Yeah.
So the time is now for Cadorette to score points. Is this a make or break drive, or can she play it slightly more conservative?
No, as the underdog in this game, it's not take the deep shot. Like I said, it's not. It's driving the field, but you cannot be conservative. Every throw has to be made decisively.
Let's see. She's looking underneath here. That's a quick pass on time to number 4 towards Audrey Bouchard-Champagne, who I think has had over 200 yards on the season, the 4th receiver on this WOS team, but their number 1 receiver in the final. Is that a matchup they can continue to exploit?
So it's a matchup they can continue to exploit if they can hit it again and then turn it into a wheel. Get the Subzero defense really eyeing in on the shorts and then hitting deep.
Let's see if they are looking deep here. They are not. Complete the number 1. Great hands by Sydney Gosh. Tries a dip. You cannot dip away from the hands of Laurence Pontbriand. She might have missed the catch early. She does not miss tackles.
Still, great tackling by Laurence Pontbriand to limit the damage there. But the damage was done. You have a 3rd and about 5-6 yard situation here. Very comfortable for WOS to at least gain. The first down is critical here for them.
The first down is critical, but if I'm WOS, I'm feeling ambitious. I'm feeling adventurous. I'm feeling a deep shot. Iggy disagrees. Let's see who they're listening to. On this 3rd down, their team, Iggy, they complete it short. Tackle made short of the first down by Laurence Pontbriand. Iggy, I think that's a blessing in disguise for this WOS team. Why is it better not to gain the first down on some occasions?
No, not in this case. You wanted to pick up the first down there. That is a great play by Pontbriand to limit. The only little advantage this can give you is to pull a wheel route or a double move to have someone cross on a short drag and then have Pontbriand cheat and then go up.
So a reminder that you're not allowed to run. The quarterback is not allowed to run here without a handoff. You cannot run for this first down. Let's see what Cadorette dials up. She is looking deep. It is incomplete. It is intercepted. Iggy, boy, was I wrong. They wish that had the first down. Instead, it's the first interception of the game. Cadorette is coming up limping. This is not looking great for WOS. What did you see on that last play?
Going for a deep shot when it's not there. I mean, you're putting up a one-on-one with the height mismatch with Sabrina Gervais covering the deep pretty well. Just have a hitch play. Just get that first down. The first down.
Now Sarah Parker has the early opportunity to put things away, to put a nail in the coffin, completing towards Tamara Journeau. We have a very fired up Paolo De Rocca on the sidelines. Tamara Journeau caught that ball. 6-yard gain. Very curious what he's saying, but that will have to wait for after the game. Iggy, is a score here now for Subzero enough to put this game away?
It very well could be. And even the interception was critical because in just 6 yards on first down, they're already about 8 yards away from crossing midfield.
I love the confidence that this Subzero team has come out with. I was worried they would go guns a-blazing, balls deep, and start making mistakes. They are not. But let's keep an eye for Laurence Pontbriand flying down the sidelines on this one. Iggy seems to think she's running a go. She's running a hook instead. The ball is thrown towards her. She reaches up. She taps on the sideline. That's a completed pass. We have a 3rd and 5 scenario. Iggy, what were you reading pre-snap there to realize they're clued into Laurence Pontbriand?
Well, so I just saw real inside shade coverage. So I was looking for maybe a little eye-to-eye communication from Pontbriand back to her quarterback and Sarah Parker. Look, if I'm thinking go, so is perhaps the defense, and a great comeback route to really get easy yards there.
And a great ball placement too. High, outside. That was safe. That's how you throw a comeback late in the game.
Oh, boy.
I could say it. I was on the team. We have 3rd down. Now they're looking deep. Sarah Parker makes the defender miss. She gets the ball away, or does she? There's no sack called. Iggy, was that a sack?
Look, you have only one more challenge to call. The rusher Mathilde Sibyl doesn't feel confident enough. I I thought it could be a sack, but look, either way, it's 4th down and about 5 yards.
4th down and 5. This is when the WOS defense needs to pull out some more of their heroics. That being said, if I'm Subzero, Laurent Pontbriand ran a clean comeback. I am coming back to that comeback and look. Inside coverage on the fender. This is most definitely a comeback. Keep your eyes peeled on the left-hand side of the field to Laurent Pontbriand. It is a comeback. Parker looks that way. Flicks there. It's a sack. It's a turnover on downs. That's a huge... Was it intercepted?
It was intercepted after the fact. It's not the time you want a sack, but you'll take the sack nonetheless.
Iggy,
the stop was huge.
The stop was huge. What you did crush was my call. I was all excited to yell out sack. You pointed me towards an interception. The one thing to note here is, again, please remember, it's not a turnover at the spot of the foul. The interception would have gained field position for WOS. Instead, they were 1st down at their own 5-yard line. They've been struggling to get out of their own half. What can they do to try to move the chains here?
Double moves. At this point, you're really hitting the quick outs at 5 yards, and Laurent Pontbriand's biting in. Have a double move, a wheel route, a post over the top. Even when the post was run by Mathilde Sibyl, that was open as well.
Something needs to change. They were 1st down here, looking over the middle of the field. They are not looking deep. You cannot escape Laurent Pontbriand. Tackle made immediately on Ariane Neveu. That being said, they are moving the ball. Maybe they're going to go for this Subzero approach where 5 yards 8 times equals 40. That's all you need to do to get a touchdown.
Yes.
Yes, math is math, kids. Stay in math. Do the math. Is the math mathing?
Switching back to Ariane Neveu at snapper, Caderet loves very much her snapper.
She does. Let's see. She looks towards here. She does. Complete back towards Neveu. Strong tackle made by Tamara Journeau. Iggy, riddle me this one. I don't understand these snap changes at the snapper position.
Look, it's ability to get different girls into the rotation, get fresh legs. That's probably one thing that they have an advantage over the Subzero team, is that there are a few more girl substitutes on the sideline for them. Another
thing to keep an eye out for, Kedoret came up limping at the end of the first half. Let's see how her mobility is looking here towards the end of the second. Oh, that is towards the Ver. 3rd time in a row. In her hands, out of her hands. 4th down. Is this a must-complete play for WOS?
Obviously, yes. I'm willing here to take a shot and send 4 verticals down the field. The Subzero defense, there's going to be at least 1, if not 2 defenders standing on the goal line, on the midfield line. Don't be afraid to send 4 verticals.
I think that's a fantastic call. We see 3 verticals. We see a ball low and outside. We saw Laurent Pontbriand breaking and crashing on that one. Iggy, I think it's time for WOS to start stretching the field, because underneath they are getting eaten by Subzero. Simply put, they're frozen out of those intermediate zones.
They're advancing on 1st and 2nd down and still trying to go for the same play on 3rd and 4th. They're not adjusting enough. It's working to gain up to 10, 12 yards. After that, they're trying to continue and hit the same thing. They got to get a bit more dynamic.
They're letting the Subzero defense play safe. They don't need to drop 2 defenders. 1 safety is enough because they're not attacking those deep and even deep intermediate zones. Now, Sarah Parker, another chance to put a nail in the WOS coffin, standing at her 5-line line, under center, waggles her hands, waves her arms, takes the snap, looking towards Laurent Pontbriand. She is completing deep towards Tamara Journeau. That is a great catch, but
no,
out of bounds. Iggy, inbounds, out of bounds. What did you see?
We can see it here on the replay. I think this is leaning more towards incomplete, and the right call was made. Great catch, great concentration. There's 1 foot. 2nd foot is out of bounds. So that
it is only 1 foot in the women's division.
It is not. It is 2 feet.
So in 5v5 international rules, it is 1 foot. I think that's where the difference is coming from.
Yes,
my bad.
Correct.
Interesting debate if it should be 1 foot or 2 foot. I always claim that the NFL, that FPF thinks it's better than the CFL.
You got to go 2 feet. Yeah, it's always 2 feet. You got to go 2 feet.
So this is a quick. Oh! So that was a risky throw towards Pontbriand. Good thing she has the surest hands in the women's division, because otherwise that could have been a game-changing pick 6.
Not just the surest hands, those telescopic arms, the famous Mocan call. I was able to do it. Telescopic arms of Laurent Pontbriand, because Marianne Lebrun was waiting in the backfield, waiting for that interception.
waiting for the interception. She was smelling that interception, and she was seeing herself dance and prance all the way down the goal line, because if she picked that one off, I don't think anyone was stopping her. That being said, not the hugest pickup. They are now in a third and long situation, third 12 yards to gain, trying to put this game to bed. They've been unable to do so as of yet. Let's see what they can find. They are looking deep. It's an easy completion towards Tamara Journeau. The tackling now is there from WOS. They've shored things up. I have not seen yet a missed tackle.
Not since Amélie Carrier is really the shifty player. Sarah Berbiche, one of the best tacklers in the women's division. She's a sure-handed tackler and showed it right there.
Sure-handed tackling is what's going to make the difference. Yes, Iggy is throwing a fist in my face. He is not trying to punch me. He is trying to tell me it's fourth down. He is trying to tell me it's fourth down because it is fourth down. A huge play coming up. This WOS defense has done their quarterback so many favors. They need Kedras on the sideline there, begging and praying, one more stop. Give me the ball back. Let's see what they can dial up. 8 minutes left. No, 6 minutes left in the fourth half. Fourth down here. Looking towards Montreal over the middle of the field. It is caught. It is tackled. First down by mere inches. This is a real game of inches. We saw Montreal make a tackle to stop WOS 1 inch short. She's now catching the ball 1 inch deep. Is Montreal becoming the difference maker?
Yeah, she's becoming that right now. Look, even though Sabrina Gervais is the one with the touchdown, it's that every route, everyone's focusing on Pomeryan.
For good reason. She's the best receiver in this division, one of the best receivers in Canada. Completed towards number 12. It's Sabrina Gervais. A second touchdown. Iggy, I was just praising WOS for not missing tackles. They missed the tackle there. Did they miss their chance at a championship? Did they let both that flag and the championship banner slip between their fingers on that first down play?
Well said. Very likely so. The WOS offense, the next drive, it is critical that they get a touchdown here and potentially think about going for the onside kick. Yes, the onside kick is a rule that was merged from FPF men's division and co-ed into the women's division.
So now we have another critical 1-point convert. Subzero up 6, up 12, trying to make this a 13-point game. Let's see what Sarah Parker can dial up. It's complete towards the front of the end zone. It's complete towards Amélie Carrier. 13-0 Subzero. 13-0 Subzero. Ooh, 0-0.
No.
The 0-0 is what WOS has up on the board.
Yes, and what number was my magic number for the winning number?
13.
There you go. So
also your favorite number.
It is my number that I wear, yes.
No, you wear number 47.
No, 47 is a Radulov thing. I don't know. That was just given to me by some captain.
Some random schmo captain. So, as we're going here down for WOS, we have to remember they have scored 42 touchdowns this season, thrown for over 1,500 yards. This is a potent offense, despite putting up a goose egg. Let's see if something changes. They look to Sydney Rush. She dips. She strays the hips. She makes the first defender miss. They need to hurry up. I see Iggy wagging his hand impatiently.
Yeah, you have to go in a hurry-up offense. I love the play calling, the quick decision-making from Cadorette, but the receivers have to come quicker to the huddle here.
They need to speed this up. We have just under 7 minutes left unofficially on our clock here. Things need to start moving. Cadorette waves her arms. Second down, looking towards the intermediate. That is a great catch to Sibyl. Steps out of bounds. First down inside Subzero territory. That's the first time they've crossed midfield. That is a key play, and that is what they need more of. That's the first time I've seen them attack the intermediate outside zone.
They need to get Mathilde Sibyl involved more into this offense. Her and Beatrice Bouchard, she hasn't touched the ball yet, I don't believe. Has the Subzero defense has limited her to 0 catches. Her and Mathilde Sibyl are critical movers of the football.
It's crazy that we haven't called Bouchard's name once when she's had nearly 500 yards and 10 scores on the regular season. Still trying to make her back on the game. Maybe it's her time here on second down. Instead, it's towards Sydney Roche. Very impressed with this young snapper. Over 200 yards on the season. Not only does she have sure hands, crisp snaps, she has some real fancy moves.
Yeah, and so do these other receivers, including, like I said, Beatrice Bouchard. Look, there's clearly sending someone deep on defense. Cadorette just has to see which one that is on an all-easy, all-hooks play here as well, just to get a little closer.
Right now, time is not the most important thing. They need to get their first score. They need to get their mojo back. They throw a hook and go. That was not open. The ball was not there. That is not what the doctor ordered. We are ordering touchdown. It is third down. They have 2 plays. They must score. Are you looking end zone twice?
No.
Or trying the field in half?
cut the field in half. Maybe have a trips play where you have an out route from your slot and an in at 10. Have it layered. I really think that 10 in would be an open play. That or a 10 hook on the sideline.
I'm going to go back to that out-breaking route. We've seen the 10-out concept work. We saw it work for Laurence Pontbriand for a huge first down catch. Fly with 10 out underneath. Let's see if Cadorette can dial something up. Instead, she's looking towards the middle of the field. She completes towards number 2. That is Béatrice Bouchard making her mark on the game. It is 4th down. Is Bouchard going to be the difference maker on this big key 4th down play coming up for WOS?
She has to be, and from the 5-yard line, this has to be a touchdown.
So this is essentially a 1-point convert play. WOS have been succeeding at a 50% clip on 1-point converts this season.
They're going to have to hope that the coin is flipped in the right direction for them here.
So, Iggy, coin toss. Are you calling heads or tails?
Let's go heads.
I'm a tails guy. Interesting. So, they're flipping their coin. Their season's on the line. Are we coming up aces or nothing? 4th down for WOS. Looking to score, looking to get back in this game. Complete towards Béatrice Bouchard.
No.
Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Ball placement or drop ball? Let's see on the replay.
A little bit of both, but yeah, let's take a look here. More of the ball placement. Not a lot of room on the sideline to make that catch. Béatrice Bouchard just out of her outstretched hand.
Slightly outside of her catch radius. In my opinion, she forced that ball into a smaller window than it had to be. You didn't need to make that such a hard throw. You could have thrown that a bit softer, a bit more inside.
Think so.
Into the stomach and secured the touchdown there. That was the opportunity for this WOS team. Now, 3 minutes left. It is do or die time. They need a stop, a touchdown, an onside kick, and another touchdown. Let's see if Sarah Parker throws them that touchdown they need. She will not. She is not that nice. She's thrown 1 interception on the season. She is not looking to make that 2. Complete to the safe hands of Tamara Journeau. It is time to milk the clock. Iggy, what is your go-to clock milking place?
Well, just any play that gets you yards, really. It's not a specific play that milks more clock than another. So, really, look, I don't personally like the all hooks. The WOS defense will have to jump that.
I think it's time now for WOS to try their luck in man coverage. Let's see if that's something they go for. We see a wheel route on the outside. Instead, it's complete towards the stopper. It's complete towards Sabrina Gervais, who has both touchdowns now. We are coming to 3rd down. At this point, he does a 1st down for Subzero. Ice the game.
It does, in all intents and purposes. Subzero, icing, yes. We're mixing some hockey in here, but oh well.
It is Subzero. We are allowed to make icing references. I'm very sorry. They've opened the door. We will not close it. We have 3rd down. We have Sarah Parker under center. Flashes the hands. Looks towards the right. Completes over the middle of the field. Sydney Rush was there. It's completed towards number 12. It's completed towards Sabrina Gervais. That being said, there was a jump to make on that ball. The play was not made.
There was. And you know what? If you got to take a penalty, referees, if they hear us, won't like hearing this. But if there's a penalty that you just try and get over and make a play on the ball, and if there's a little bit of contact and you get a penalty, so be it. But you really needed to make a play there. Try to get at least bobble that ball out of Sabrina Gervais' strong hands. And Laurence Pontbriand knows that was a huge 1st down.
She realizes as they're coming here for a 1st down play, Iggy, think during the play, who is your Subzero MVP? Is it Sarah Parker as she's looking on 2nd down towards Pontbriand? That is one of the nicest, easiest looking catches I've seen, but that was a really hard play. That was like a really hard play.
She made that look easy, but with a defender draped all over her, and Sarah Parker put this in a beautiful spot. Beautiful tiptoes, dropping her feet dead with number 7 there, Marianne Lebrun, coming over the top. Great concentration, great
She
catch.
made that look so easy. And that kind of murky things to me. My MVP was Sabrina Gervais. Laurence Pontbriand making us case to be the MVP for Subzero. 10 seconds left on the play clock. 31 seconds left unofficially in the game. 2nd down Subzero, looking to make this a 3-possession game. Sarah Parker looking deep, throwing the ball away. Wisely, not risking. Oh my word, Iggy. That is not what WOS wanted to hear.
No, 5 plays. And another interesting rule, there is no intentional grounding in the women's division. So that didn't even need to go near Laurence Pontbriand. That could have literally just been dropped and shovel pass to Sarah Parker's own feet, and that still would have been an incomplete without a flag.
Well, if you're telling me you can throw shovel passes to your own feet, then maybe that is the division I need to quarterback in, because that's my specialty. Throwing the ball into the ground. I am not a quarterback. Sarah Parker is. She has the ball on third down. She's looking to put this away. She's looking to Emilie Carrier. It is bobbled. It is mobbled. It is not caught. Is that an unnecessary risk, though, with 5 plays left?
No. I love that. Get the kill shot, make it an 18-point game, wave this goodbye. Emilie Carrier coming across, had a step on Ariane Neveu. Ariane Neveu tracking that ball with her long, lengthy hands and just able to get a hand in there. Beautiful, beautiful defensive play.
Had she caught that ball, would her hands have been telescopic?
Oh, yes. No, her hands are telescopic. Everyone has telescopic hands. Telescopic hands for you and Mokan.
So we are now 4 plays away from crowning a Women's Championship here. 13-0 Subzero looking to put this game on ice to bed. All those hockey metaphors you want. Look towards Laurence Pontbriand. Look towards her all game. Sarah Parker's looking there as well. She throws back at the end zone. It is intercepted. That is Sarah Parker's second touchdown of the season. It's not the worst time to throw it because this game's nearly over. That being said, there are 3 plays. If you include the onside kick, there are 4 plays. Can you score 2 touchdowns in 4 plays?
I don't believe Adrian Cadaret has the arm to throw a 45-yard touchdown pass. You need one play. You need to cut it into 20-yard chunks. Get one play at 20 yards, then try and score 20 yards touchdown, then go for the onside kick, convert that, and that leaves you one play if you do convert the onside kick.
So you need 4 completions of over 20 yards in a row. It sounds like a miracle. They're throwing up a prayer as Cadaret throws up her arm. 3 plays left here. She's looking deep. It's incomplete. Iggy, I'm ready to say good night.
Look, it's very, very likely the Amazon Prime, the BuzzFeed Prime numbers that are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a week. The numbers are saying 99% chance that Subzero are going to be your Women's 1 champions, but let's see how this plays out.
It would take a miracle. 3 plays left away. 3 plays away from crowning a championship. Cadaret not looking defeated, completely underneath. Bouchard trying a dip move. Tackled not by 1, but by 2 Subzero defenders. This is now the final play of the Women's 1 season. At this point, they need to go end zone.
So look for perhaps Mathilde Sibyl to drop as a second quarterback. Maybe it's Beatrice Bouchard, but I don't believe Adrian Cadaret has the arm strength to get it down there, not with a rusher in her face. Maybe if she had extra time and all moving up to the line of scrimmage, but look for a second quarterback play as the huddle was a little longer. Maybe look on a double hut here as well.
Let's keep an eye. This is the final play of the game. WOS down. Big. They're looking deep. They're throwing end zone. It is incomplete. Subzero are your Canadian champions and, most importantly, your Women's 1 champions for the spring 2023 seasons. Huge congratulations to Subzero. That being said, I'd also like to congratulate this WOS team for making it a close, even-fought game. What does the future hold for both these teams?
Wow. Yes, absolutely. I do have to agree with you first and foremost with WOS. What a defensive performance. They were really making the Subzero offense look anemic when all season they looked like there was blood rushing through the football field, putting up points on so many teams. This WOS defense really impressed. Unfortunately, their offense, when you put up 0 points, that is not going to win you many football games, much less an FPF championship.
So if you look at the brace on Cadaret's left knee, she missed the first playoff game against Subzero. I have to imagine she was not at her best. She was not at 100%. But again, what has led Subzero to these championships has to be their defense. They have now, this is their 6th game in a row. 6 games, 6 points against. When you're averaging 1 point against, it's very easy to win. But I see Rob Campana giving me a look. That means it's time to go to Rob Campana at the field for your championship trophy presentation.
All right, guys, thanks. So, je suis sur le terrain avec les nouvellement couronnées championnes du niveau 1 féminin cet été. Alors, je présente le trophée championnat à la capitaine de l'équipe, Jasmine Farmer. OK, all right. Le manager, OK. Félicitations. Dernière chose, la joueuse par excellence pour les finales avec ses 2 touchés et interceptions, Sabrina Gervais. Félicitations, Sabrina. Merci. Une couple de petites questions. OK. Alors, parle-nous, tu as joué pour plusieurs années avec l'équipe fameuse Fleur de Lys. Là, tu fais partie de cette nouvelle équipe Subzero. Parle-nous un peu de la différence entre les deux équipes très talentueuses, mais parle-nous un peu de la différence.
Je vais parler de la différence pour moi individuellement. Maintenant que je suis rendue une vétérante avec Subzero, je pense que je peux apporter, avec mon expérience, leur permettre de monter leur niveau d'un cran. Là.
OK, super. Puis dernière question, la défensive, l'offensive, c'est comme une équipe d'étoiles. Je regarde de toutes ces filles, c'est une plus talentueuse que l'autre. Parle-nous un peu de comme les joueurs clés sur les 2 côtés du ballon.
Je pourrais parler de tout le squad défensif. On a une incroyable chimie en peu de temps. Fait que je peux pas en nommer une. Il y a Jess, notre rusher, qui nous aide vraiment beaucoup, ne laisse pas beaucoup de temps au carrière. Puis sur le côté de l'attaque, on a des incroyables receveurs comme Laurence Pontbriand puis Émilie Carrier là, qui nous aident beaucoup. Puis qui apportent aussi avec leur expérience pour aider notre carrière Sarah à devenir la meilleure au monde.
Super. Merci beaucoup, Sabrina. Félicitations aux filles. Back to you guys.
Perfect. We're back here. Iggy, Sabrina Gervais is your finals MVP.
Yeah.
Subzero are your championships. A well-deserved MVP after 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Let's go to you. Final closing remarks on this game.
I mean, this is what they came for. They came, they dominated, and again, give credit to WOS. They made a game out of it, but in the end, the tackling and the maneuvering of Sabrina Gervais and Émilie Carrier was just a little too much. And Sarah Parker, first championship, I believe, in FPF.
She's finally gotten that championship jitter off her back. Definitely many more championships to come for her, in my opinion. Now, here you have it. Subzero are your Women's Ones champions for the spring 2023 season. Stay tuned here to Stade Soccer and your FPF broadcast. We have the Division B championship coming up in just a few moments. I'm Alexi Dubois with Iggy Magnus in the booth, signing off from your Women's Division 1 final. Thank you and good night.
Good night.